Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman. I'm really glad you guys could be here. I want to say hello to everyone over there watching on Rumble. We appreciate all of our viewers and all of our listeners. And whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, it doesn't matter. You know, you're going to get the same information, the same energy, the same messages. So we're just very grateful for all of you. I want to say hi to Robert. Robert's here tonight, and Richard is live with us. Hello, Sarah. Sarah's here as well. So just a couple of announcements. This Saturday, October 22nd, I hope you guys can join us for the Spiritual Message Circle. It's at 8 p.m. And for a small donation of $20 or more, you will receive a message from each one of the show hosts that are on that night. This show is a lot of fun. So if you haven't joined us for it before, I really hope you will this week. And I just want to remind everyone that for the month of November and the month of December, due to the holidays, we will only be having one spiritual message circle instead of two. So you don't want to miss out. So just remember, this Saturday, come and join us. And that's just right there on Goldylocks Productions channel on YouTube and on Rumble. Hello, Joyce. Nice to see you here as well. And, you know, speaking of the holidays, they are quickly approaching. So check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy.com. And check out my books and my oracle cards because they make really great gifts for people, right? Now, if you order a book from my website, it ships out the next day. I can also dedicate it to whoever you would like. But there is a direct link for the oracle cards. I don't ship those myself. They ship directly from the printer. And just keep in mind, if you're going to order them for a gift for someone, like say for a birthday or Christmas, keep in mind that it does take about 10 to 14 days from the time you submit your order till you'll receive them in the mail. So this past Saturday, I did an awesome event, the Magnolia Metaphysical and Craft Show or Craft Fair. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came out. I will see you guys all there next month. It was so much fun. It was got kind of warm, but it was all in all, it was a beautiful day. You know, our words are very powerful. And, you know, it makes me think of back when you were a kid, you know, and somebody would call you a name. And what did your mom and dad always say? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But that is not true. Words carry so much energy and so much power. How many times a day do we say something without even thinking about it? You know, we say it all the time, how crucial it is to put out crystal clear intentions, you know, to manifest what we want. So I have a really funny story to share with you. Hello, Stony. Nice to see you here. So a few years ago, when I started my crafting business, you know, I was going to do all these different shows. And so I bought like a lot of different wood pieces that I was going to do signs on. I bought a bunch of tote bags, and I thought, well, I'll make these up with really cute signs and sayings on them, and then I'll take them to these craft shows because I think that will be a great thing for people to buy, especially at these bigger shows, you know, where they can use that as a bag to put a lot of their stuff in. So then 2020 hit, and all my shows that year were canceled, and pretty much the next year as well. So last week, 3 of my grandkids were on fall break from school. And so they took turns coming and spending the night. And my granddaughter, Harley, who's almost 13, she was here the day of my festival. So she got to come with me. And she helped me unload, you know, she helped me set up. And As we were setting up, she had a fountain drink sitting on one of the tables. She went to grab it to move it and grabbed it too close to the top of the lid. You know, those fountain drinks that have the lid and the straw and stuff that you get at the gas station. And when she did, the lid came off and her whole entire, probably 40 some ounces of soda spilled into the container with every one of my tote bags. And we both kind of just stood there in silence, completely dumbfounded because we were so surprised at what happened. And I think she got worried I was going to be mad about it, but it was totally an accident. Or was it? Because as I was going through this container to see if there was any that were salvageable, you know, that didn't get any soda on them, which I did not find one. Every single one had at least a little bit. Some had a lot. But as I was going through it, I heard, and it's just so funny, what I heard was, well, you said you wanted to get rid of them. And sure enough, you know, I thought about it, and I had said that like several times the week before because I'd had them for so long and I just wanted to sell them. That's not what I said, though. I said I wanted to get rid of them. Those were the words that I spoke. But in my mind, what I meant was I want to sell them. So that was a great lesson for me. I always try to pay attention to everything I say, but sometimes, you know, we'll think something and then the way we say it, it doesn't come out quite the same. So pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth, the words that you speak, and make sure, you know, to be setting those crystal clear intentions, because I did manifest what I wanted, but it wasn't what I wanted at all. You know what I mean? So just think about that as you're putting those intentions out there. And I see some more people have jumped on. Let's see who we have here. Okay. Well, hello there, Devin. Now, so nice to see you here. And Kim, hello, Kim. Joyce Hartman, greetings from Washington, she says. Well, greetings from Texas, Joyce. It's wonderful to have you here. I know right now a lot of people need some healing, right? Whether it's from something physical, something emotional, something mental, something spiritual. So keep that in mind as you go throughout your day. And just let's send some love, light, and healing energy to everyone because we can all use it, right? Every single one of us. And you know, the influx of these massive waves of energy are upon us, right? We've been feeling them for the last several weeks. So what they're telling me and what they want you to know is that they're sending you tons, all of us, tons and tons of information. My angels and guides are saying this, that we're all receiving a lot of information. Sometimes we're going to feel very overwhelmed. And that's okay. Because sometimes when you're just bombarded with a lot at one time, you know, that can happen. But they want us to remember that they are by our side, guiding us to awaken even more than we already are. They want to take us to higher levels. You know, they're connecting. We're starting to connect on an even deeper level, a deeper level than we have before. We're connecting deeper to ourselves. We are connecting deeper to others. We're connecting deeper to source. And we're connecting deeper to the collective oneness of all. You know, and, you know, like I said, sometimes that can be overwhelming, but you can ask them to slow it down a little bit if it's too much for you. But just know all the time that your angels and guides are there for you. They are there to assist you whenever you need them. All you have to do is ask. And, you know, I can remember back when I was a child, and I can remember feeling the spiritual interconnectedness. Mostly what I remember is feeling it on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day, but on Christmas Eve. You know, I had this feeling that everyone, you know, was celebrating at the same time, which I know that, as a child, you think these things because you don't realize there's all these different time zones, and all this. But I could feel that excitement. I could feel that energy. I could feel that connection from like around the world. I would just be so overwhelmed with that energy on Christmas Eve that, a lot of times it would bring me to tears. It was just very emotional. Now, I didn't know then, of course, that it was, that's what I was feeling, but I do know that now. Hello, Heather. So nice to see you. Welcome. And, I know that's something that we can all feel. We can all connect to it. We can all feel it. We can all experience it all the time. We don't have to be celebrating, something at the same time. We are interconnected. We just don't always tap into it. And sometimes, it can be difficult too, because when you tap into that, you feel things that other people feel. And sometimes that can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be wonderful. But we are all connected to all forms of life. And we're also connected to source. And I can remember a time having my mind, trying to wrap my head around something and trying to figure it out for myself when I was younger. And I read this book by Neil Donald Walsh. I can't remember the name. It's something like it was a book he wrote for children, but it explained very, very well how we come from source. And he explained it something like, there's this big star and it's just an energy form. And you pinch off a little piece of it and it goes down to earth. Well, that piece is one in and of itself. However, it came from the greater being. And it just made it like, it's a very easy, much easier way of comprehending, all of it. But I could have it a little bit wrong about the book if you decide to read that book, because it's been many, many, many years since I read it. But it was a concept kind of like that. And I can see how clearly and easily this is for children to understand when it comes from a perspective like that. Because, in our finite minds, it can be very difficult to comprehend all of this, right? To understand it all. But when we look at it and we feel it and we experience it through our spiritual eyes, our spiritual view, we know it as truth. And we feel that connectedness to all of life. And the more that we heal and the more that we let go of the past and we move forward, the more connected we're going to feel, because we're getting rid of all that baggage, all that crap that's just weighing us down. Think about, I just had a picture of an airplane that's like way overloaded with luggage, and it's huffing and puffing trying to get off the ground. Well, you dump out a bunch of that luggage and it's just going to take off. And it's the same way with us. When we drop that load and we get rid of our baggage, our emotional baggage, then we can take off, right? We can fly, we can soar. And it makes such a difference in everything about us, every aspect. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anthony and Sarah. I appreciate that super sticker. Thank you so much. And hi, Anthony. It's good to see you. So once again, they want to remind us to live a healthy lifestyle. This also helps us to eat healthy food, drink healthy water, get enough rest, spend time in nature. Not only are these things good for our physical bodies, but they're beneficial to our mind and our soul as well. To be at our optimum, we have to be balanced, right? So if our physical health is at, say, 100%, but emotionally we are a mess, then we're not very balanced at all. There's going to be a real ginormous imbalance right there. So take a look at where you are in your life right now. See where you might be able to make some changes to kind of even that out for yourselves. Because you want to keep that healthy balance, right? And not just, with your between your physical body and your spiritual body and that, but also in different areas of your life. You don't want to be working all the time and never take time for yourself. But you don't want to sit around and, do nothing all the time. It all has to balance out. Hello, Sam. Sam, it's so nice to see you here. Um, and so many people right now are going through so many different things. People are going through a lot, and that has a lot to do with this energy. What might come up for me with this energy and what I need to heal will be something totally different for someone else. So it's very individual, but yeah, we may have some of the same physical symptoms, or, being really tired, or having crazy vivid dreams, or so maybe having insomnia, maybe sleeping too much. It could be a lot of different things. You could have headaches, lightheadedness, brain fog, or maybe you're not having hardly any physical symptoms. But it's a very individual experience, but it's a collective experience as well. And we all know at least one person that's really going through a lot right now. And maybe what they're going through is their own doing. Maybe they've ignored their health all their life and now they're having serious health issues. Or maybe they've been in a really toxic relationship, had many opportunities to get out, never did, and maybe the relationship has gotten a lot worse. But whatever it might be, what we need to do is to send them love and light, not just to them, but to that entire situation. We cannot judge others. We cannot have an attitude like, well, they should have known better. They should have done better. Or, this is a lesson they came here to learn. We're not privy to other people's journeys, right? We only know about our own. And sometimes we don't even know about our own until we go through a really huge process of remembering that. So have a lot of extra compassion for others, as well as yourself, of course. Um, and just let them know, that they have your support if they need it, and treat them the way you would want to be treated. If you lived by this rule, what an amazing world it would be to treat others the way you would want to be treated. And I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful rule to live by. Sarah said, LOL, that was me. I ate what I wanted all my life, and now it has caught up with me. But, sometimes when we do that, Sarah, we don't even realize it. We hear all these different things about this is bad for you or this is good for you. And then, a month later, it'll be the opposite. Oh, no, we were wrong. That's really bad for you, but this isn't. It's a shame. It's a real shame that it's like this. But, sometimes it's the way we were raised. Sometimes it's that, has anybody ever taught you to read food labels? Nobody ever taught me that. And when you start reading them, it can be a little bit scary when you see all the different things that are actually in something. It's just crazy. When you look at those ingredients and you think, geez, if I made this myself, like using real fresh ingredients, it's not going to have all that added stuff. But again, with people's lifestyles, the way they are now, most families have 2 incomes or single parents. It's hard to have that kind of time sometimes to be able to prepare food like they did, 40 years ago. Everybody doesn't have the time like they did then. And with everybody, kids involved in activities, people are so busy all the time. I'm going to scroll back up here because I know I missed some comments. Stoney said, my mom would tell me to consider the source when kids were mean. And she was so right. I know. That's very true. Very true. And kids can be mean. I mean, sometimes it just amazes me at the things you hear come out of a child's mouth. It's like, where are their parents? Okay. Sarah said, I catch myself sometimes. Once I say something and say disregard that, I meant it this way. Well, that's good. At least you're catching it, right? And I just had to laugh because, I mean, I know, about putting out those clear intentions, but I just wasn't clear. And it was just almost too funny because that was a really great lesson. And let me tell you, it's never going to happen again. So I've always been one of those people that, I learn from doing. And when it doesn't go the way it should, I learn not to do it that way again. So that always works out. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, I'm all caught up now. Wow, thank you guys all for being here. And for those of you that are listening or watching and not saying anything, don't be shy. You're more than welcome to say hello. You can leave it at that, but it's always great. I love to have the interaction with everyone. So before the show, I did pull a card for my angel cards, and the card that came up was understanding. Hello, Marcia. Beautiful Marcia is here. And it's all about understanding yourself, understanding what your options are, looking at things from all different sides, not just from one viewpoint. Because how well can you understand a situation if you have that tunnel vision, you only look at it one way, right? You have to be able to look at it from every angle. That's the best way to make a decision. And when you make that decision, though, you're going to want to make it through your heart, not through your mind and your head. Because any decision that we make like that through our heart, it's going to be the right decision because it's made with love, right? Absolute love. Write Sarah's name down here. Okay. So yes, that, if we could all just be kinder to each other, where so many people are going through a lot right now, and we don't always know when someone else is going through something, right? Because a lot of people don't like to talk about this kind of thing. And this energy this month, these massive waves of energy, they're going to be affecting everybody different because we're all at different areas on our journeys. We're all at different vibrational levels. We're all at different crossroads in our lives. I mean, you think of someone who is at a much, much lower vibration, at how this energy just slaps them in the face. And they probably don't even have a clue at what's going on. So when we send them love and we send them light, that can help to shine that light on their situation and maybe help start waking them up to their own truth, right? So just keep that in mind, because sometimes we're going to come in contact with some, really unhappy people, some miserable people. And the best thing that we can do in those situations is just to surround them with love and light, and picture them, with white light around them or whatever color you like to choose. And it really does make a difference. Now, we cannot, impose our free will on them, like, make them stop doing something. But what we can do is send that love and light, and that will encourage it. That will encourage them to open up a little bit, to do a little better, because that's just how it works. 11 people watching. Hit the like button. Thank you, Kim. Yes, please hit the like button, everybody. That would be amazing. And I will do some cards in just a couple of minutes here. So yes, we are all shining our light. We are all trying to be the best that we can be. We're all remembering the truth of who we are. And sometimes for people that can be very scary and be very difficult, because when you start to realize your truth, you start to realize that most everything that you thought you knew is wrong or incorrect, or you've been misled, or you've been lied to, however you look at it. And see, I read a comment and I lost my train of thought. So just, anyways, as we're shining our light, yes. And we are helping to illuminate not just, with the people next to us, the people around us, our inner circle, our outer circle, but that light spreads. That light spreads everywhere. And, sooner or later, it's going to be everywhere. And when we're all shining this together, you can feel that collective energy. You can feel that collective light. And it's very, very powerful. Hello, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Elizabeth said, I'm here, just feeling like I want to be quiet and paint while I listen. Great show. Thank you so much. Will you go ahead and you paint away? I'm so happy that you are here and that you said hello. Thank you for that. All right. So, keep doing that. And the more that we do that, and the more that we are living in our truth and speaking our truth, other people see that. And then they're like, wow. And then maybe they'll come up and ask you, well, you know what? You seem awfully, happy. You seem awfully authentic. What are you doing? And starts a conversation, right? Now, we can't always send people necessarily in that direction, but we can plant a seed. And that seed will be there ready to sprout as soon as they are ready to start nurturing it. So never be afraid to speak your truth, no matter what that truth is. You have to live in your truth and speak your truth in order to be authentic, right? So just keep that in mind, because we're going to come in contact with all sorts of people, on a daily basis. And usually what you will find out there is what you are putting out there, right? You hear some people say, I'm not going out in public anymore. People are so dang nasty. People are this and people are that. I have not experienced that. I really haven't. I know I've seen and heard stories about it, but I feel like I come in contact with people that are a lot like me, people that are very open, people that are very welcoming. Just like at this metaphysical festival the other day, I was talking to this girl who came to my booth, and she moved here just a few months ago from Chicago. Said she was so excited to find out about this festival. She's like, these are my people, and she spent probably maybe 2.5 hours total at this festival. I think there are only 7 vendors because a whole bunch of people called off that day. And I can remember that feeling when I would find that place and I would go there and I'd be like, oh my gosh, these are my people. This is just, it feels so right. And, I felt that excitement for her. It was just so wonderful. And I know she's going to be back next month because she feels accepted there. She feels welcome there. Kim said, no news really helps me not to be fearful. No TV. It's called programming for a reason. Yes. Yes, it is. And if you don't believe that, think back to when you were a kid and think of all of the TV commercials that you still know the song from. Because, you can hear a couple of words and you can sing the whole entire thing. And that right there shows you how it, gets so deeply instilled in you if after like 40 years, we still know that stuff. Yes, you have to be very careful what you fill your mind with. Very careful. Now, if anybody would like a message, we're at the halfway point. I want to get started on that. And I had Sarah, and I know Kim had said she wanted a message. Let me get my cards here. Ooh. And if you would like to make a tip or donation, you can do a super chat or super sticker right here on YouTube. You can do a Rumble rant if you are on Rumble, or you can do a Venmo. Now, it's really cool because you don't even have to be on the live to make a donation if you would like. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, you go down to the comment section, not like the live chat box, but the comment section. And if you scroll over, you'll see a little button that says thanks with a heart. And you can click that on and you can actually make a donation after the show. So that's pretty sweet. Let me write you guys down here. Kim said Heather and Richard. Okay, Sarah. Let's see what we have for Sarah. Sony said, my connection is being spotty for some reason. I'm going to catch the replay. Thank you for what you do and have a great, wonderful night. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry about your connection. Shortly before the show, our power clicked off for a second and back on, but it took about 10 minutes for the internet to come back up. So I think there's a lot of stuff going on everywhere. But you have a great night, Stoney, and thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to pull a card for you that you can listen on the replay. Okay. Sarah. See what we have for Sarah. Ooh. Sarah, you need a physical outlet. Now, could this be dancing? Just something to change up your energy a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong with your energy, but when you do something physical like that, like dancing around the house, or maybe you're thinking about doing yoga, or you like to go for walks in nature, walk more. Do something physical like that a little bit more. I just feel like it would be a great stress reliever for you. I feel like it would give you more energy, more physical energy, more mental energy. And I like this picture, though. It's pretty cool. She's a dancer. It's pretty awesome. And I feel like maybe sometimes your energy gets a little bottled up, and this would be a good kind of release for you. I think yoga can be a great tool to help, better control our energy. It gives you greater control over your body. And it's just very relaxing, even though some forms of yoga, from what I hear, are pretty tough. But like the kind of yoga I have always done is more the relaxing, stretching, gentle stuff. Sarah said, I love that. I was dancing and singing at the store tonight. I'll definitely do some more dancing. That's awesome. I used to dance around the kitchen with my grandkids when they were little. And when I would be like cooking or doing my Christmas baking, we put on Christmas music and we dance around the kitchen. And it was always so much fun, and that having fun is going to lead to some laughter and just kind of lift your energy a bit. They want you to allow love. Allow more love into your heart. Allow more love into your life and more love that you have for yourself. And the more healing that you're doing, Sarah, the more love you're going to have for yourself. That's just natural. The more you heal from the past, the more things that you can lift away and lift off of your shoulders, it's going to make you feel lighter. And you're going to start seeing more and more things to love about yourself. When we do some of that healing and we're so proud of ourselves because, wow, I did this. I went through this. I, did all of this stuff to put it behind me. And we feel that sense of pride, confidence, accomplishment. And then we feel better about ourselves. And when we feel better about ourselves, we do love ourselves more. So you just keep on doing that. And keep that heart open, because there's so much love coming to you. There's so much love coming from you. So keep that communication open. Richard says his is buffering a lot. Well, it's all this crazy energy, I'm sure. Okay, Kim. Expression. And they're wanting you to find some different outlets to express yourself. Now, I feel like we're talking about something not necessarily artistic, but something very creative, like a different kind of creative outlet for all of your creative energy. They're saying that you need to express this outwardly. I feel like you have some ideas swirling around, and maybe you're not sure what you want to do with those ideas. Maybe they're not really becoming something yet. Maybe they're just, little tiny seeds of an idea. But they're going to start to multiply. They're going to start to grow. So I feel like there's something a little bit new that you're going to be doing. Maybe it's something you haven't even thought about doing yet. But I feel that it's going to be a very creative way for you to express yourself. And also, when expressing yourself, also think about speaking your truth. Make sure you don't shy away from saying what you need to say, because it's very important. You have to stand in your truth always. So with verbal expression, just keep that in mind, to not hesitate with speaking words or showing someone exactly what you mean. Okay, don't be afraid to tell them what you're trying to say or what you might mean. If you have to explain yourself, explain yourself. But it's very important for you to be honest and truthful and stand in your truth, because then you're standing in your power. Hello, Justice for All. Okay, Joyce, I wrote you down. Sarah's, okay. Sarah said, oh, that card is perfect validation. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the messages. I love you bunches. I love you bunches. Okay, Anthony, let me write you down. Joyce says, getting stuck here on and off. Okay, Heather. Let's see what we have for Heather. Okay, Justice for All is Annie. Hello, Annie. All right, let's see what we have for Heather. Heather. Acceptance, Heather. What a beautiful picture. And we have to accept ourselves, right? Ourselves and everything about us. And sometimes that can be very difficult, right? Because we know all of our flaws. We know everything about us. We know our thoughts. We know just everything. So sometimes it can be hard to accept ourselves. But we have to. In order to fully love ourselves, we have to be accepting. And we have to be accepting of others. We never know. Things may not always appear as they really are. When you're looking at someone else and their situation, we're seeing it from our perspective, from our viewpoint. And most of the time, that's really not how it is. So some people will resort to judging others, but what we really need to do is just accept others, let them live their lives the way they see fit, and you live your life the way you see fit. But throughout all of this, acceptance is very important. It's very key, because if you have things about yourself that maybe you're not wanting to accept, or you're having a difficult time accepting, just work on that. Do some affirmations, because you're an amazing, amazing person, Heather. And, in order for us to completely love ourselves unconditionally, we have to be willing to accept everything about us. And we have to love everything about us. As human beings, we're not perfect, but that's okay. We don't need to be. But spiritually, we are, right? So just keep that in mind, and just be open to accepting things as they come. Let things flow into your life. Heather says, that's crazy. I was just telling Stony, I need to accept my limitations. Oh, wow. To stop pushing myself to exhaustion because I can't do something or it's a struggle. Wow, look at that. Wow. There's validation for you, Heather. Perfect validation. That is so cool. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. All right, Richard. So we have for Richard. Huh. And it's only in our human body, right, that we even have limitations. Because sometimes our body doesn't do, like, I could not go and be a gymnast. My body is not going to function in that way. But like my granddaughter who dances, like I watch some of the ways her body moves and I think, wow, it just amazes me how the things that people can do like that with their bodies. Just blows me away. That's not something physically that my body, is able to really do. Now, maybe once I shed this body and I'm in, spirit going everywhere, then we're limitless, right? Okay, Richard. Richard, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I hope nothing has happened lately to make you doubt yourself, Richard, but believe in yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything. And that's really true. Sometimes it's just that lack of belief in ourselves that leads us to think that we can't do something. But that's a word, and even like when my kids were younger, that I've tried to teach them not to use. Can't. Because once you say that word, you've already defeated yourself, right? So don't think in terms like that, anyone. But when we have that belief in ourselves, pretty much nothing can stop us. Nothing. So I know you love acting, Richard, and I know you love singing, and no matter what dreams you have, you believe in yourself because you can achieve anything that you want to. Know that. Okay, Heather. When in your comment you said to stop pushing myself to exhaustion because I can't do something or it's a struggle. What I feel like you need to do is look at it from a different perspective. I really don't believe there's anything that you can't do. I mean, your story is amazing and you've come so far. Perhaps all it is perception, and you just need to look at it from a different way. And yes, a lot of things in life can be a struggle, but that can be a great learning opportunity for us, right? So I just wanted to tell you that. Well, it came to me. Let's see what we have for Stony. Oh, there we go. You are understood. You are understood. So, what I feel, oh, that's a pretty unicorn. I feel like sometimes people might think you're like very different from them. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody wants to be the same as anybody else. But sometimes I feel like maybe you feel like some people have a hard time connecting with you. That maybe they don't really understand your perspective because they haven't had a lot of the experiences that you've had. But I feel like people are understanding better and better. So just know that the people that are around you, that they get you. And the more that they get to know you, the better understanding they have of you and, your life. But, sometimes it's very good for us to put ourselves in someone else's place, wear someone else's shoes, walk in their shoes for a mile or however it goes, because then that gives us a very different perspective. So just keep that in mind, but know that you are understood and things aren't always as complicated as they may seem. Heather says, well, at work, I can't fit in another collection. I need to accept it's okay to leave it for the next day rather than working until midnight to get it all done. Well, yeah, you don't need to be overworking like that. Balance, Heather, balance. You've got to balance it out. You can't be all work and no play. But you already know that. So yes, definitely. You're welcome, Richard. Yes, everybody, please like and share. That's one wonderful way that you guys can help support the shows, by liking the shows, by sharing the shows on social media, because then other people get to see them. So much appreciation. And I know I have some people that share my show every single week. I really appreciate that. I really do. That is amazing. Now, see, Joyce. See what we have for Joyce. Oh, Joyce. Allow love. Allow more love for yourself. Work on that heart chakra. When you work on it and balance it more and fill it with more love, it expands. And I know you're very sensitive and you're very intuitive. And I know that when you focus on that and you concentrate on your heart chakra and you send love and light to your heart chakra, you will feel that expansion. You will feel it yourself. And that just gives you more of a place to put more love. And now we're not just talking about love going out from your heart, but also the love coming into your heart, because it has to work both ways. If all you do is receive love all the time and you don't give love, there's an imbalance. It has to be an equal energy exchange there. So just allow more love, allow yourself to feel more love, to feel more loved, because you are, Joyce, you are very loved. And you just have to fill that up in yourself first so that you can share it with all those around you. Okay, Anthony. And then I have Sam. So if I've missed anybody else, you guys let me know. It does help to write it down, that's for sure. Okay, Anthony. Oh, there we go. Okay, Anthony, I got apologize for you. So if you've recently had a misunderstanding with someone, maybe they feel or you feel like you need to apologize. go ahead and do that. I feel like it will help to mend whatever it is that is not necessarily broken, but maybe a little bit bent out of shape. And I feel like you need to apologize. This is going to sound funny probably, but I feel like you need to apologize to yourself, because I feel like you don't always do what you know is best for you. I feel like you don't always maybe exert enough self-care for yourself. Maybe you put other things before that. But Anthony, you know that is so important. You have to take very good care of yourself. And sometimes when we just apologize to ourselves, or, say, I'm really, it will help us to realize why we're doing to ourselves what we're doing, or not doing what we're not doing. So that once you figure out the whys, then it will be a little bit easier for you to do those things for yourself, and the things that are for your best and highest good. I hope I didn't confuse you, but I feel like you need to listen to your inner GPS a little bit more, your intuition, because it's guiding you. I just feel like you don't trust it 100%, which I know how hard that is. But when you do listen to it and trust it 100%, it will change everything for you, Anthony. So I hope that resonates with you. Okay. Kim says, great messages. Thanks. You're welcome. Joyce says, thank you, and you are loved too. Oh, thank you so much, Joyce. Hello, Kavita. Let's see. Now I'm up to Sam. So I have Sam, Annie, and Kavita. And if I missed anyone, please let me know, because we got about 7 more minutes. Sam, trust. Trust in the universe. Trust in yourself. Know that the decisions that you are being guided to make, trust that they're the right ones for you. I love that picture. Trust is very important for us to have. We have to trust ourselves. We have to have trust with others. And that changes a lot of relationships when you don't have trust, doesn't it? Because if you don't have trust in a relationship, you don't have much of a relationship. So a lot of times we don't think of a relationship that we have with ourselves. So trust yourself more. Trust your decisions more. Trust your intuition more. And when you do, that's going to make a huge difference. So I hope that resonates with you, Sam. And now we have Annie, which is justice for all. Annie, what do we have for you, Annie? Annie, oh, that one just flipped over. It says shielding. So Annie, I feel like you get overwhelmed with other people's energy, with other people's stuff coming at you, and you need to shield yourself from that. You need to put on a psychic protection. Envision yourself in a bubble of white light where nothing else can touch you. Call in your spiritual tribe to form a sacred circle around you and protect that with the highest vibrations of love and light, and not let anything else in except love and light. You will be protected. You can do it in many, many different ways, but I feel like you need to, if you're not already doing this, that you need to do this. And if you are, then you need to do it more, because that protective shield is going to protect you from negative energy. It's going to keep you in that safe space for yourself. So I hope that resonates with you, Annie. But that's what I'm feeling like you need to do. You need to better protect yourself, your spiritual self, and your emotional self. Oh, look at that. Annie says, yes, I have to do it all day, even when at home. Wow. Well, and does it seem to be working well for you, Annie? Would love to know. Anthony says, thank you very much, Ruth. You are welcome. Yes, Devin, I definitely have time for you. We have Kavita now. Kavita. Oh, you got the apologize card too, Kavita. So I don't know specifically, what you feel. Maybe you feel like you need an apology from someone. But I do feel like a lot of this is aimed at you, at apologizing yourself for, not knowing what you didn't know before you knew it. Not doing everything that you know is for your best and highest good as well. Not taking as good a care of yourself as you know you should. But I feel like it would really make you feel better to maybe you need to hear an apology from someone, because I keep hearing the words, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So I feel like maybe you need to hear that from someone right now. And if it's a situation where it is not going to come from someone else, let yourself hear it from you, because hearing the words for whatever reason may be very healing for you. So I hope that resonates with you, Kavita. And Devin. Oh. Devin. It says authority. Now, I feel like when I pulled this card, the first thing I felt was a higher power, like creator, source energy. That's what I felt. And I just see like light beaming down on you, Devin. So I feel like you are getting lots of love that's being that's coming into your chakras, because it's like coming in the top of your head, like the white light. And that's what I am seeing. And I feel like this energy is just going all throughout your body, this unconditional love through your chakras. It's going to help to balance you. I also feel like you are in, this is completely different from that, but I also feel like you are an authority figure for many people, and that they really look up to you. So, when you shine your light, other people see that and they're like, wow, look at him glow. Now, they might not ever say that to you, but people notice this stuff. They notice when they see someone, glowing. And they might not realize that's what it is, because it doesn't necessarily look like you're glowing physically, but it's more spiritually. And people recognize that. So keep doing what you're doing, Devin, because you're just doing an amazing job at being you. And Annie said, my youngest sons and siblings' challenges are emotionally draining at times. Well, then that protection that you do is probably really helping you a lot. So keep doing that. That is awesome. Kavita says, yes, an ex-friend definitely owes me an apology. However, she will never do that. Well, if you really need to hear it, Kavita, you look in the mirror and you say it to yourself. Because you can still heal from that, whether you get an apology or not. Because we don't need that. We don't need to forgive someone else in order to heal that. Forgiving is what we do for ourselves. It's that gift we give ourselves. So, well, there go my cards. And we are out of time, everybody. I hope you will join us this Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. I want to thank all of you so very much for being here tonight. I am so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. You have a great week, and I will see you next week. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.